All rise. Judge Dragon presiding. You may be seated. So, how is everybody doing out there today? How's everybody doing? Y'all already getting off work? I came on a little early today. I got some things to do, places to be, some important stuff. Or at least feeling like I'm important. I do have some good news and a little bit of bad news. The good news is a lot of you who have been with us for the last 3.5 years, Cassie is back, but she's going to be working behind the scenes, okay? She's not going to come on camera that much. She said she'll make some guest appearances, but she's helping me with some things behind the scenes, okay? So that's the bad news. She won't be coming on camera as much as the actual co-host. But she is helping me on the administrative part of Spittin' Fire, which I need help with because I'm lacking, okay? And you guys wanted some stuff to get done. You guys asked me for help a few weeks ago, and I felt bad having to tell you, nah. And then I said, okay, you wore me down. And so because I love you so much, and yes, I do, I decided to start doing some things with this injustice, okay? I started to get back on it, which I was not, or whatever, but I'm going to see how this is. And it depends on your help, because I'm going to tell you right now, I ain't funding shit if I'm doing the footwork. Guess who will be funding it? Yeah, you got it. Your asses out there. Order in the court. That is an order in the damn court. Your asses will be funding it, or then it won't be happening. And that feel like, hey, if I'm doing the footwork and you funding it, get my fat ass out there and get to doing some work. But the one thing is I'm not going to be doing no court appearances, not at least for this R. Kelly situation. I will be doing some things trying to change these laws, okay? That could be the fit. R. Kelly, and some things I can't tell you what I will be doing. We have oppositions out here. You don't play and show them your hand. Okay, I'm quite sure you can understand that. And I figured since I've been on this internet streets for quite some time that you have a rapport with me, you kind of feel a little bit more comfortable. 3 years ago, you didn't know who I was, but now you've gotten a little acquainted with me. So I'm confident that I could do this and pull these things and ideas that I have off, okay, with your help, okay, with your funding and bagging. I'm sure there's thousands of us that these things can get done. And then after I do them, I will post what it is that I've done. And I'm hoping to make you guys out there very proud of me. And that would be an order in the court. That would be an order in the court. But then again, there are some people you just can't make happy. And if for those who I can't make happy, well, to hell with you. All right. So listen, we got some stuff to talk about today. We're going to be talking about who is on this stuff today. Today, we're going to be talking about, there's some stuff in here. There's some stuff in here that we got to talk about today, right? And y'all know what is in this stuff that I have to talk about, okay? And, yeah, we're going to be talking about some Trey songs, and we're going to be talking about some Charleston White, okay? And we're going to be talking about some other stuff. I may even talk about the Suckas some more. I didn't get into it the other day like I wanted to. But if I got some time, I take y'all back down memory lanes for the new people who have recently subscribed to my channel. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. And please, when you come into my courtroom, wipe your feet off at the door. The like button, it looks just like this. It's the mat that look like this. Wipe your feet off at the door, okay? And if you want to sit up there and make sure our administrative duties are met in this courthouse, you can also hit the super chat or the Cash App. And after, if you missed the show and you like it and you still want to contribute, there is a super thanks button. Okay, it shows it in the thread below. Yes, this is a monetized channel. Okay, that actually does advocate work for men's rights, right? So, I'm going to tell you this, and I'm not going to sugarcoat shit here. What you see that is on is called lights. They have to get paid. Shelter has to get paid. My fat ass, even though I need to lose some more weight, which I did go down 5 pounds, and I'm happy about that. But I got plenty to go. But even fat people still have to eat, and that's an order in the court. Order in the court. That's an order in the court. Now, we're going to be talking about some stuff today, and I'm going to tell y'all right now, I'm going to put this disclaimer out here. I hadn't said it in a while since I stopped doing videos and becoming live, but I decided that it was very important that I put this disclaimer out here. This is Judge Dragon, and that would be me on the set of Spittin' Fire, and that will also be me, okay? And I'm letting you know, regardless of which me it is, I use aggressive language, aggressive tone, plenty of cuss words. Sometimes it's passionate, sometimes it's deliberate. This is Spittin' Fire and or Judge Dragon, and this is what you're gonna get. If you don't like my foul mouth or my cussing and all the belligerent language that I use, you may want to exit stage left and go over to the church channel or to the garden channel, because this shit right here ain't it. I have a nasty mouth sometimes, and it's not suitable for children. Okay, whether it's in the disclaimer below, it is stated that this channel is not for children. Please do not listen to my channel around anyone under the age of 18, because there's nothing, okay, nothing that can determine what may come out of this mouth, because sometimes I even don't have no goddamn control over it. And that's an order in the damn court. Hold on, I gotta take a call. Hello? Okay. Yeah, that's good. Bye. So I had to take that call. However, we have to sit up here and put these disclaimers out here, because people tend to think that this channel is for children, and it's not. It's for grown folk. If you are in a car, okay, you may want to put, turn it off and look at it later. If children around, you may want to look at it at the nighttime. But I use cuss words. I ain't changed. Don't tell me that my mouth is foul and it ain't ladylike, because some of y'all don't be acting human-like. And I burn your ass up according to how you act. If you don't act human-like, you will get the dragon. Do you get this? Do you understand? If you come in my courthouse acting a fool, I will treat you as such. If you come on these internet streets fucking with me, I will treat you as such. Do you understand? And there's no filter on this here. And that's an order in the court. Order in the court. Order in the court. See? I dropped some shit. Banging. That's just how goddamn serious that shit becomes. Now, I want to say this. I realize that there is someone out here on these internet streets besides me and Kaya that spits fire, if not flames, as I do. And I was just like, woo! And y'all know, when she say she the mouth of the South, She's the mouth of the South. All right? And make sure y'all go over there and check her out. Now, let's get to talk about this Trey Songz stuff. Because y'all know I'm going to say the good shit for the end. Make y'all asses stay here and listen. Now, here we finna talk about Trey Songz, as we've been talking about these women with these sexual allegations on these men when they become rich and famous. Now, I told y'all many times on this channel, if you don't know who Spittinfire is, I am the one who is anti-Me Too and Time's Up. I advocate for the men in this situation because I believe that it ain't gonna be no predator just all of a sudden starting to be a predator when he got money and you want some of it to feel whole. Now, all these allegations was coming out with Trey Songz for a long time now. Just as almost half as what this Surviving R. Kelly crap was coming out, right? And so they trying to bring Trey Songz down as well. However, it wasn't as orchestrated as Gerald Griggs and his people when they tried to frame and lie and be conniving against R. Kelly allegedly, right? And so what I'm saying is Trey Songz has some accusers. And y'all heard me speak about this on this channel. Look at the videos down there. It's right there. However, and I will say there is a however in that sentence, all right? Trey Songz here is one of the top artists that is good, right? He can, sing sometimes live with some help or whatever. And him and the King and R&B has been going back and forth for quite some time. And the King and R&B himself said that these youngs like Trey Songz ain't got no respect for those who paved the way for him, okay? Now, although they have been at odds for some time, okay, Trey Songz found himself in a similar situation with some sexual allegations. And as a matter of fact, at the same party that's supposed to be at P. Diddy's. Now, if I was any woman, I would never go to P. Diddy's party if everybody's getting raped at this damn party. That makes me think that it ain't no raping going on. It's just some women who regret the fact that they ain't set up there and was number one. Your kitty cat ain't no better than the next kitty cat that he's been getting all while he's been rich and famous. That's an order in the court. Order in the court. If your ass is selling your kitty cat, you may want to get the money up front as opposed to giving your kitty cat away in hopes that you go get a relationship or some dividends later. Your coochie ain't worth no millions of dollars. Your coochie, your booty, or any other hole in your body. And that's an order in the court. Order in the court. Because everybody has one. That's why the woman that sat up there and said that Bill Cosby forced his hand on his big black cock, which is, we are the Hooth, okay, only got $500,000 that she has to split with her attorneys. Remember that a couple weeks ago? That's an order in the court. Yeah, people are not going to let you guys get rich off your coochie because it's not worthy of that much money. However, and there is another however in that sentence, in this case with this woman, it was said that she had this case going on for quite some time. Yes, she did. She had this case going on for quite some time against Trey Songz. And then, of course, you know that if somebody think they're going to get some money, and I'm so sick of y'all saying, well, all them can't be lying. If I fucked him too, and it's a bitch out there that's trying to get millions, I'm jumping on that bandwagon too, okay? And that's an order in the court. That bitch ain't finna get this $20 million all to her goddamn self. And that's how they thinking. So they felt like, oh, you screwed him, I screwed him, I screwed him, you screwed him. Girl, we all screwed him. If we get together, we all can get the money. That's how they get in the bag today. It used to be yesterday that they would get the bag by popping out a baby, but they tired of them little snot-nosed bastards, so they decided that they was not going to be pushing out no baby because they wasn't going to get no push gift. But what I can do is call rape on your ass, okay? Because I know that you done screwed all these women, okay? Because of sex, drugs, and rock and roll and the Me Too movement. Thanks to Tarana Burke, we can get you because it's to believe us and not you. We are all women and we are all telling the truth. We can be hoes, we can be sluts, we can be dancers, we can have menage a trois and still claim you raped us. Thanks to Tarana Burke and Tina Chin. And that's an order in the court. Order in the court. And another thing, your sons are going to be the ones who benefit from your ass not participating and help saving their lives and their careers, okay? They're going to be the ones who suffer from this, but your daughter's going to be the ones who benefit. All men are going to be doomed to hell if they become successful, thanks to Tarana Burke and Tina Chin, and that's an order in the court. Order in the court. Now, don't sit up there and cry to me and talk about my son, no, because your ass believed all women. Believing all women saying that all men are liars. We give birth to them too. So we need to stop the slogan and kill it now. Because all men are not liars and believe all women is ridiculous. And that's an order in the courts. Order in the court. Now, as we sat up here and talked about this, well, it was set up there and said that not only the lawyer who is taking these cases against these celebrity men, he has been caught up and telling women how to frame these celebrity men to get the money. That sound familiar? Uh-huh. It's an old case. This been going on for quite some time. Yeah, remember this person right here? You know, this been going on for quite some time when people frame people and get some money. Remember this guy right here? This guy right here. Uh-huh. Yeah, they've been doing that for quite some time. It's nothing. It's nothing new. However, this particular attorney is brought up on some charges and under investigation. The one that has been sitting up there helping these women with these lawsuits against Trey Songz. Trey Songz is now under hot fire himself. And that's an order in the court. Shout out to Trey Songz and his people getting at their asses. All right. And now it's time for us to get at the asses of those who sat up there and framed the king in R&B. Now it's time for your ass to get it. So if you hadn't signed my petition about getting Alice Clary arrested and the father, please make sure you do. It's on change.org. And you can find one of the links in my community tab. And it is on Twitter. So make sure you sit up there and sign it and have everyone sign it that you know. If you have to take your phone and go from person to person to do so, because this here, Trey Songz is somebody's son, R. Kelly is somebody's son, and you have sons as well. So when they tell you to believe all women, they telling you that your son is a liar and that he can go to jail for rape many decades later on account of her having a vagina. And that's an order in the court. Order in the court. All right? So you make sure that you understand this. Those are cliches when they say believe all women. That is just crazy as hell, as if women have never lied about rape, because we all know that they have, okay? If you need a reminder of such things happening when it pertains to rape and things of that nature, I can show you and give you a reminder of an organization that I've worked with for quite some time. Hold on. This does not want to work today. This does not want to work today. Y'all got to work for the dragon now. Y'all got to work for the dragon. All right. So here we go. I'm going to play this. And then we gonna come back, and it's a little under a minute and a half. So for those of you who want to believe all women and always talk about I believe her. You think because somebody gets an interview, looks pretty, talk with the poise, talk professional, and sit there, and they must be telling the truth. When it's a dollar bill and a green dollar bill to be had, and something in the agenda behind it, you best believe I can be convincing as well, even as big as my mouth is, when it's potentially that I can get millions of dollars. And that's an order in a damn court. So stop being so gullible because people know how to cry on camera. Crying on camera don't mean shit, but you got trauma in your background that you thought of as you sit here and speak, being Black America that we all have, and you saying your case and spilling your story, and now you want us to believe you because of crocodile tears. But your action says something different when the tears dry up. And that's an order in a court. Now, for those of you who want to believe all women and say, I believe her, as they did on DJ Vlad's damn channel with Lisa Van Allen, it just disturbed me. Because I told them asses over there, quit being so gullible. She got weed down her back. Oh, she sounds so elegant. I believe her. Well, what motherfucker gonna sound ignorant when they trying to get $20 million or millions of dollars or a career? Think about that. Now, if you think women don't lie about rape, because I've heard people say a woman wouldn't lie about that, let's take a listen.
Former high school football star Brian Banks is helping those who helped prove him that he was wrongly convicted of rape. Banks is joining the California Innocence Project's march. NBC4's Ted Chen caught up with Banks in Malibu.
For Brian Banks, it's not just about football or even freedom. His stop in Malibu today is about his responsibility to others who were also falsely convicted and, unlike him, are still behind bars.
It's just really important to help people who don't have help, who have been convicted of crimes that they didn't commit. I was one of those people not too long ago.
It's been a year since Banks' exoneration for a rape conviction. He served 5 years in prison and 5 on parole before his accuser admitted she had lied. It was lawyers from the California Innocence Project who helped free him, and now he's joining them on a march from San Diego to Sacramento to help free 12 others that the lawyers say are also innocent.
We know that there's somewhere between 3 and 5% of people incarcerated that are innocent, and if you look at California alone, that's 110,000 people that are incarcerated. 3 to 5% is a pretty big number.
Now, as we sit up here and we talk about the Innocence Project, as you sit up here and know that I do collect for them, and I was initially going to collect this month, but decided to wait, okay, because I had so much other things going on. That's why you didn't hear me say anything else about it. But when people tell you that a woman would not lie about rape, that is just one of many. Now, let me tell you something that then a woman had told me and said, well, that's a small percentage of men go to jail with falsely accused. Any man go to jail for rape that they did not commit is one man too many. A free person and an innocent person should not be caged at all. And that's an order in the court. An order in this court, okay? Because they don't like what it is that I say on this show and I speak on this or whatever. You're not going to tell me that if someone is a sit up there predator, they're going to wait till they get filthy rich and all of a sudden they're going to be predators. That's an order in the court. Order in the court. Now, when this R. Kelly case, oh, you guys know I could do that on its own and by itself and any and everything, okay? It doesn't even matter. If I talk about R. Kelly, I got enough footage on R. Kelly that I could just have a show about him by himself. I don't even have to have different topics with this case because his case is so damaging. So many people believe the rumors. So many people believe the P-tape. So many people believe all this stuff. So many. And some of us ourselves who speaking on this were once fooled. See, you can imagine all the people out there in the world who believed it. And no one, people were arguing me down, well, that looked like him in that P-tape. And no one has ever answered the question about did she like being peed on in the tape. You know, when you have a tape and it's supposed to be two people on the tape, you can't just look at what he's doing. You got to look at who's receiving it and how their reaction is. Think about that. Think about that, people. When people tell you about the sex tape, and if you ever seen the sex tape, and if you believe it's the him on the sex tape, then why don't you ask yourself, instead of looking at him peeing and fucking her in every which way, because she was fucking him right back, allegedly, if it's him, then have you ever asked yourself, she did not mind being pissed on? Have you ever asked yourself that? Have you ever asked yourself, because I hear people say it all the time, he peed on her. I never once heard nobody say, she didn't mind. I think I'm the only one that think that way. Because when I see a sex tape, I'm looking at two individuals, not one. But everybody want to blame him. He wasn't fucking himself if that was him. And that's an order in the court. Order in the court. Free R. Kelly is what Spittinfire is yelling. All right? Because you got to understand. Then people say, oh, she 14. How? She 12. How do you know how old somebody is when their ass is tooted up in the air or their face is in your damn lap? She not saying, come F me, I'm 12. Come F me, I'm 14. Because if she is, then there was a problem way before R. Kelly hit it, if he did hit it. And that's the problem that we need to get down to. And that would be an order in the damn court. But y'all don't want to talk about that, though. You just want to talk about him. And that's an order in this court. Because I don't remember seeing nothing or hearing anything about no age. The rumors put the age on her. And that has not been factual. Because what came out in the transcript, in the court transcript, okay, what came out in this, when it pertains to this R. Kelly situation, and I really have to show y'all this, because you got to read things, okay? You got to read things, because if you don't, you need to read, people. Read the R. Kelly court transcript, not just what the prosecutor said, but read the response of what the defense asks, because then you can get a perspective for yourself on what is happening. Do you understand? Okay? Do you understand me? Your ignorance, and thanks to the Blockbender for putting this on the shirt and sending it to me and my husband, but your ignorance is someone's victory. If you only going to sit up there and go by what mainstream media says and don't even get a free transcript yourself as Black America, and when they tell us that we don't read, then you may want to read it yourself. Hell, I wouldn't even bother looking at what the prosecution said, because we already know what the damn story is. I want to look at these heifers' response to what the defense had to say, because we know for the past 3.5 years, R. Kelly has been muted. Now, I think you, Chicago, need to ask some questions here. These rumors been going on for 30 years, and we need to get to the bottom of it. How you gonna get to the bottom of it if you don't read? How you gonna get to the bottom of it? Because in the court exhibit, okay, GX 485, he said in a tape or an audio that was played in open court that the government turned around using the Milgram experiment, okay? their authority to make you think something other than. But for every action is a reaction. When somebody has you thinking one way, you need to also in your brain counteract that and look at things in a different way. And that there is what's not going to make you be a surface level thinker. Do you understand? You don't just look at one person's argument. You listen to the offense as well as the defense and vice versa, and you will be able to make a cognitive decision. Because if I keep saying government's exhibit, entering into exhibit, government's exhibit, you thinking in your mind that this evidence. But if you really stop and read the evidence, it could be shit. It could mean nothing. It could be zilch, as they did in this latest Eastern District of New York. Once we read what they put in evidence, it really helped R. Kelly. But because people didn't read it, because jurors didn't read it, this man was convicted with a judge that already wanted to hang him the moment she got the case, because she got the memo, as I told you 3 years ago. And that's an order in this court. Okay? Because I'm going to tell you that as the dragon here, okay, and I tell you to have cultural obligation, it doesn't mean that every man don't belong in jail. But when they do put your man in jail, you better make sure they putting them in there the right way. Don't give the government that high, okay, that high percentage of conviction on your people. Because we know that they falsely accused them, as you seen with the Brian Banks. He spent 5 years in jail, another 5 years in jail and on probation, and then he had to fight to get fully exonerated. That was a decade of his life gone, but had people stop and read and told the feds to pump their brakes or the state to pump their brakes. These type of issues and incidences wouldn't happen. Do you understand? Don't let them tell you on the jury that if you sit there and they say exhibit, you need to see. And when you in deliberation room, you make sure you read all that shit. Do not go on the jury and after 3 weeks, you tired of listening to shit. So you go back in the damn deliberation room and you want to take 2 days and come back with a goddamn verdict on some shit that took you a month to fucking listen to. Then don't sit up there and say because it's evidence to think that that shit is goddamn meaning somebody is guilty. Because what they put in evidence can actually be helping them proving their innocence. They have a 95% conviction rate. And we're 7 times more likely to get convicted than a white person and 7 times more likely to get more time. As you see, Ghislaine got 20 years and R. Kelly had 30 years. That's an order in the court. Order in the court. Order in the court. So what I'm going to need you to do before you give them your men and life sentence, you sit your ass there and read the evidence and pick out some shit and to determine whether you're going to give the government your men, because what they said that is in exhibit may not be shit at all. This is a ploy and a tactic they've been using forever. This is why they have a 98% conviction rate. If you can change that, they're trying to tell you that their 98% conviction rate means that they're just that good when we have so many innocent men in jail. And that's an order in the damn court. Because if their conviction rate was that accurate, then the Innocent Project wouldn't exist. That's an order in the court. Order in the court. Order in the court. Now, I want people to understand some things. You need to read. I can sit here on the court and do 3-4 weeks and listen to the shit, and every piece of fucking evidence that you said that is evidence that's gonna have me hem this man up for the rest of his life, I got to read that shit. If I can sit here and listen to you talk shit for 3-4 weeks, I can read this shit for 3 or 4 weeks. And I can determine what the fuck is going on. Because I want to be able to sleep at night knowing I I didn't put the wrong man in jail. Then I got to come out here on the internet and actually see what people in research that I didn't even see sitting on the jury. And that's an order in the damn court. Don't look at the book by the cover. Open it up. Because the first thing they say about Black America is that we don't read. So I would like, okay, Jennifer Bongine to not only ask questions about the case, but ask them, do they like to read, how well they read, and what their comprehension level is when they're reading. So they can have a cognitive decision and make a cognitive choice whether they're going to hang this man or they're going to be like New York and be a victim of the Milgram experiment. And that's an order in the court. Order in the court. Order in the court. That's an order in the court. Because too many of our men have been done wrong. Now, for me to sit up there and say, okay, well, you can't tell a victim how to be. I can't tell an accused, but you can tell an accuser how to act. You can't tell a victim how to be, but you can tell an accuser how to act. So whoever been accused, you can tell them how to act. But a victim, well, she can do what she want. Her background don't have nothing to do with it. She could have still been raped. Talk to somebody else. She just gonna happen to be raped by famous men. Order in the damn court. Order in the damn court. I've heard so many of these victims come out and say they uncles molested them, or they ex-husband raped them, or all this type of stuff that went on, and yet they ain't bring no charges on them. That's an order in the court. Order in the court. So many of these women come out and sit up there and say things that don't mean no good, say things that don't make no damn sense. I don't understand, okay? I don't understand how people sit up there and talk about some, yeah, these women, these are real victims. Their voices was heard. No, their voices wasn't heard. A statement and a memo was out. A memo that says we are the Me Too movement and we need these men in jail. They don't give a damn about Black women or Latino women, never have and never did. That's an order in the damn court, okay? Order in the court. That is it. That is an order. That is an order in the court, all right? Now, I don't understand how this young lady that I can't, let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find this. Let me see. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Because this needs to be found. I can't find it. Okay, I can't find it, y'all. Okay, wait a minute. I think this is it. I ain't trying to give her no publicity, but I will hopefully respect that you don't support, because this is your men that they trying to sit up there and capitalize off of. So I'm going to show you this. Now, if they are called Jane Does for their protection because they want to be protected from us. They want to be protected from us. Now, I don't need y'all to sit up here and, how can I put this? I want y'all to make sense of this shit. They call Jane Does for their protection. This is the type of people y'all motherfuckers believe because they pretty and they sound good. See, this is the type of shit. No, this is the wrong one. Hold on. Let me see. Okay, hold on. I want to share it. That's what I want to do. Now, she got a book out called Jane Doe Number 9. Jane Doe, you a victim of something. I survived R. Kelly. You using his name. You so traumatized. You made sure you see his name on your fucking book cover. What person who's a victim want to see their predator's name where they go? Using his name to capitalization. And this is what the Me Too movement did. They bought his conviction. And that is an order in the court. And everybody got praised for it. Homeland Security, FBI, the DOJ, because that goes with their percentage rating. See, we have been a people that have always gave up our own for that mighty dollar. We're helping them extinct us. We're helping them imprison our men because he treated them bad. So many men have treated us bad, and so many women have treated men bad. It's human behavior. Now, nobody went to the police. Nobody went to the medical center. All this rape, all this stuff happened. He forced me to have an abortion, but yet you're sitting your asses out here, okay, mad, right? Let me see. Let me see. Oh, Lord, let me see. Let me see. Who you mad about? You're following this man all around. Hold on. You follow this man around all day. Okay? You follow him around all damn day. He went to a damn restaurant, and because of the overturn on abortion rights, the protesters came to that restaurant to protest everywhere he goes. Because you want a right to an abortion. But you sit up here, right? You sit up here, and you sit up there saying that R. Kelly forced you to have an abortion. You guys and you women some fucking hypocrites, and it don't make no sense. And that's an order in the damn court. Order in the court. Oh yeah, I'm spitting this fire today on y'all asses out there, particularly the women. You want these rights, so you follow this man around every fucking where he go, one of the justices. But then when you get in a relationship with this man, you sit up here and say he forced you to have an abortion. Now, what the hell is it, women? What is it? Do you want to have an abortion? You forced to have an abortion, then we give away abortion. I don't want to give up my rights. Order in the court. Because you have that right. When you said you was pregnant, you had the right. But y'all want to sit up there and do two things at one time. Y'all want to sit up there. Y'all want to sit up there and say, no. We want abortions, or he forced me to have an abortion and all this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Y'all sit up there and say that all the damn time. But yet, every time you do have abortion, when he forced me to have it, I don't believe that for the second. There's no way you are pregnant by the king and RB and y'all asses won't have it. There's just no goddamn way in hell. There's no way in hell. And that's an order in the court. Especially if he giving y'all $10,000 a month to go shopping. What predator pay you $10,000, $5,000 to $10,000 a month to go shopping? Cause goddamn it, if somebody tell me something, cause those the predators we've been looking for, the women my age. And that's an order in the court. Where you at? You a predator, you giving $10,000, $10,000. Oh hell yeah, you ain't even about whether you gonna get some pussy, you gonna get some appreciation pussy from spitting fire. That's an order in the court. Cause y'all, I ain't no dumb motherfucker. I ain't no dumbasses. What do you mean that he gave you money? This is in the transcript. You see how that sounds? You see how that sounds when I sit up here and I tell you that? Now you thinking to yourself, that don't make sense. But y'all asses thought this man was guilty. And if you jurors that put guilty, this is what you did. This is what you did. Have it ever occurred to you that none of the motherfuckers came out and spoke? Order in the court. Order in the damn court. Because it was all rigged. This was a framing to sit up here and get his money. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Now, the other day, I came on and we was talking about Hip Hop Inquirer and that sapsucker that was on there. And I'm going to talk about that at the end. But that sapsucker, for him to be an attorney, he sure don't know how to shut the fuck up when he need to. Because I'm not a surface level thinker. I'm going to get it out of you, sapsucker. You jive turkey. And that's my opinion of you, Gerald Reeves. Because a man that's supposed to be a member of the civil rights movement would not be trying to steal and capitalize and violate someone's civil rights. And you supposed to be a brother of your community. And it ain't got nothing to do with just supporting him because he black or getting him arrested because he black. It's because of your position as a man and the rights that you possess. That is what this is about. And you reneged on all that when you helped these people frame this man for that dollar bill, sapsucker. And that's an order in the court. Because you have no business doing that. No business at all. Now we sitting up there, have to sit up there and try our best and help Bonjean and get the message out here because of the things that you did. And because these people don't have a direction on how to organize, and yet you knew that. Because that's why y'all plotted this years ago. If this man was guilty, you wouldn't need no plotting. If this man was guilty, you wouldn't need a documentary. If this man was guilty, you wouldn't need several, not one, but 2 watch parties. If this man was guilty, you wouldn't need to have to sit up there and parade around on radio stations. If he was that guilty, his guilt would convict him on its own. And that's an order in the court. But you guys fail to understand. You guys fail to listen, and you guys fail to comprehend because of things that happen to you in your life. And let me tell you victims something. You real victims. I want you to really come close to the camera. I really do. And as a matter of damn fact, let me show you how close up I want to be. Okay? I want to be close up on y'all. And I want to be so close up that I want to take all this off because I want to tell y'all something. And I'm going to leave this up because y'all need that message. But I'm going to tell you this. If you are a real victim and you believe women because of what happened to you, the person who's predatory on you wins. Because these people are capitalizing off your pain. You're not getting a book deal. The person who victimized you is not a rich man. They are protected by the women liberation movement that's preying on your emotion. Take back your emotion. You're not getting capitalized. You know what a real victim acts like. You You cannot substitute R. Kelly or any other man for that bastard that did something to you. Know this, believe this, and trust this. Because if it ain't give you no heart to go after who victimized you, then he still won and they used you. They violate you all over again. And that's what they did with this Me Too Time's Up movement. And what you need to do is stop them from moving. You got the power to do it, because you got to understand something. We don't just give birth to girls. We give birth to men too. We give birth to humankind. And that's an order in the court. Now, as we got that out the way, and we had to get this out the way, and all these things that we have said and we talked about, if you read this stuff, if you read the transcript, if you read it with comprehension, read it like a book. If you are going to be a potential juror on this case, read it like a book. You can particularly set aside 2 months of your life to make sure you minimize who life you give away. Just because they're the government doesn't mean that they are right. Authority figures and positions are not always right. And you have to remember they still work for you. The cliche and the message of the government is right, or when the feds got you, that means they got something on you. That is false. That only means they know how to finesse. That only means that they hired a lot of psychology to play tricks with your mind. And I'm here to tell you now, yeah, when they sit up there and say the government's exhibit, read that. Read it all. Well, I don't want to sit here and read it all. This man's entire life is at stake. Read it all. So that way you wouldn't be on here like these jurors listening to us bring out the transcript that they didn't see or they didn't read, and now they're guilty. They feel guilty. This is why they didn't come forward, and now they're going to probably try to get some of them to come forward after seeing this video, paying them a mighty dollar or something, but they're guilty. It's why it took them a year or somebody to say something, and that's an order in the court. Guilt is a bad mother. Shut your mouth. It's bad. It'll tear you up. It'll tear you down. And what did I say about one of his accusers? It make you look old, and it age you real fast. Really fast. And that's an order in the court. Order in the court. Now, we know that when I talk about this case, numbers goes down. We know this because YouTube does these type of things, because they also got the memo. They have this what's called victim shaming. But when you have this term victim shaming, you minimizing your First Amendment. R. Kelly had a right to speak, and he was muted. Not only was he muted in his voice, he was muted in his music. That's a violation of his constitutional right. A very much violation of your constitutional right to tell you what you can and cannot listen to. And you can do something about it. Now, as we sat up here and we talked about R. Kelly and Kavanaugh and how this man was at dinner, and then the protesters came because they didn't want him to sit up there and eat in peace because they Can you hear me now? All right, we back. So you know they don't like anything that I am saying, okay? They do not like anything that I am saying because, of course, they cut me off. They did cut me off. But I told you, okay? I told you that the biggest threat with them is going to be knowledge. Okay? But they sitting up there cutting me off. But I am and have a degree in information systems. So as they cut me off, I do know how to get back on. Now, as I'm going to continue to talk, because it's my First Amendment right to do so, and I'm going to tell you to read the transcript, these are the same type of women, okay? The same type of women who fighting for abortions, but at the same time talking about men making them have abortions. These type of women don't know what they want. Do you want rights to your body? He has no rights. I want a right to have a baby when I want to have a baby. I don't want to have a baby. I want to have a baby. Look, which is it? Did he make you have an abortion? Did you not want to have an abortion? Do y'all want abortion? Do you want abortions? If it's there, if you need abortion, what the hell y'all want? You women don't know what you want. This is why I don't get into all that abortion stuff. Because some of y'all had these babies, go through the pregnancy just to say you didn't have an abortion, and turn around and abort the baby anyway, once it's alive. A mother just sat up there and ran her kids in the lake. That's aborting. A mother just killed her kid and put them in freezers and strangling them. That's aborting. You don't know what you want. You just feel like you did not go to the clinic, so that makes you a better person. You see, this is the type of stuff that they don't want me to say to you. They don't want me to tell y'all to read. Them cutting my live stream should be all the evidence you need. That should be all the evidence you need that I'm telling you the truth. As I'm speaking, that should be all you need. When people hear me speak, they feel it in their soul. Because it's a gift that I don't even have control over. So I know where it comes from. Greed in everyone in this R. Kelly case, including the sapsucker, will reap eternally. That ain't coming from me. It's just coming out of my mouth. But that's a message from a higher being. I'm just delivering a message as I was told. You will reap. And I'm not. And y'all know, a lot of the times when God send a message, he don't send it to he don't use Christians. He uses hypocrites. because we got the heart to do it. And that's an order in the court. So I tell y'all, I'm fucked up and flawed all the time, and don't try to be perfect. Life, family, everything else, like everybody else. These are the type of people God uses. That's why he used Moses, the promised land. Moses was a drunk, a killer, and everything else, but he had the heart to get the job done. That's what he looks at. Don't be a surface level thinker. So I want to let you guys know that they are all in trouble because R. Kelly doesn't have to be a perfect man, but he does have a relationship with the Lord. We've seen it come out of his music and his spirit and his soul. And that's what they need to be scared of. As I told the FBI, I don't threaten nobody on here. I don't dox nobody. I don't do anything. But I tell you, your biggest threat of spitting fire is the fire that I'm going to spit, and that's to the people, and give them the knowledge that they need to know. And I'm going to do it using the people, whether they're educated or not educated, because the one thing I know is that I am sick and tired of you manipulating black people in the neighborhoods. I'm so sick and tired of the government manipulating them to the point where they have no hope. They think that you are superior over them when in fact you work for them. This is why I was upset a couple of days ago, about a week or so ago, when people were saying, don't tag the FBI, don't mess with them people. If you don't have nothing to worry about, you don't have to worry about it. But I need you guys to get the likes up a little more, because they are sitting up here flagging my channel. And that's okay. My message still will get out. I got some things going on behind the scenes, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, that my co-host and I will be having a meeting. We will not talk on the phone because I don't trust the FBI at all, because I don't want them knowing shit I'm doing. And we will be getting this thing going, and we will be tallying up cost. And we're going to be tallying up travel fees. And we're going to try to get this thing together right. And with the funding of you and your help, we're going to try to change some of these things. And we're going to be trying to work with some of these things. And we're going to be speaking at these engagements and getting the word out here, because it definitely is needed. The man on this screen was accused of a crime. Kavanaugh. And I realized that even though I'm a black woman, I was primarily speaking for black men, but in generally, God didn't tell me to do that. He told me to speak for men. So that will include all men. And that'll be woman and everything else with the word man in it. So I have to do what I am told to do. And there are going to be people like them out there going to flag my channel, use scare tactics and all these type of things. But God put me here for a reason, because I fear no man. No man. And I don't mind dying or going to jail for a cause that I believe in. And that's an order in the court. Because I told the FBI the other day that the biggest fear from me is the knowledge I have that I'm going to give to the people. Now, I know how you guys infiltrated the militia and Black Panther and all these things. And I know that if things get ugly, you will try to infiltrate me as well. That's an order in the court. But I want you to know that there's a higher being that ordered me to do this. And if you don't like it, you got to get down on your knees and tell them you don't like it. In the meantime, I'm going to do what I'm told to do and ordained to do. And he told me that I have to step my game up. And it's time, and that's what I'm going to do. So, I'm following my orders, and I am not a pastor, a preacher. I'm just simply a flawed Christian that's full of sin. Now, if you guys win, if you want to contribute, which we're going to need some contributors because there's going to be things that are going to have to pay for travel costs. I won't say how I'm going to travel. I have to keep everything under wraps when it comes to changing these laws, right? You have to keep everything discreet, unfortunately. You do. You do. Because they brought these men down being discreet. It will bust open when it needs to bust open. So, we're not yet ready to be, if you want to support the channel, you can. But we're not ready to accept any donations on travels and things of that nature because we have nothing set up yet. We just had a meeting today to get things going. Okay? We had a meeting today to get things going. Things are costly. It is so costly. But the good thing about it is thousands of us. And we standing behind these men. We standing behind Kels and Bill Cosby and some of the others. Now that we know that we got to stand behind them all. Now that we know. And we're not trying to overthrow the government. We're not trying to do none of those things because we understand that they put their lives on the line to secure us. But what they have to understand is they can't put us away when they feel like it. They work for us. And we're not going to be allowing you to put us away because of special interest groups or anything else. So these are our brothers, our fathers, our uncles, our friends, our loved ones. And these women are as well. So we're going to have to find a way to help real victims. And we're going to find a way to help our men. And we're going to have to cohabitate again. Because we're this all believe all women crap and this movement crap has to end. Okay. It has to end. Now they're flagging my channel again. And that's okay. I'm going to end it on this note because of it. And I will be back later. Okay. I will be back later. And they're trying to get me off of here. So, that being said, you guys have a good day. Note that this stuff is going to happen. I'm going to put you up on it. And I'm going to let you know when we're going to start taking donations to cover our costs and expenses and things. Cassie's going to be coming with me on some of this stuff. Okay, I'm not going to be travel alone. And her cost got to get her cost has to get covered too. So we're going to do it in step by step. Okay, because I don't want to we'll have to do it step by step. Step by step. We're going to put another method of payment because I think Cash App had thank you for the Cash Apps. I appreciate that. Cash App has a new policy for this year, Cassie was telling me, and that they were going to tax and stuff. Okay? So they're supposed to be taxing and stuff like that. All right? I know. But they're flagging me. You probably can't see it, but I see it circling, and it's circling and circling and circling. They flagging and flagging and flagging and flagging and flagging. They got their people out here, but they ain't stopping nothing. It's just begun. I told you your biggest threat is not picking up a machine gun. Your biggest threat is being educated, people. Read the transcript. Jurors, read the transcript. Just because they say it's evidence does not mean it's actual evidence against him. Just because they marked it into the court evidence, no. When you in deliberation, sit there an extra 4 or 5 weeks and read all of it. And bring your highlighters. And make them wait. Because back in the day, they used to wait a month for a verdict. Because people wanted to make sure. And if these are real victims, just like the Bill Cosby case, no punitive damages. Mothers and parents and everything else was involved. The minimum amount in a federal court is $10,000. If you want to just to pacify them, grant them only $10,000 with no punitive damages. And that is the message I'm sending out here to the people. Order in the court. I don't know nobody who wants to capitalize off their pain like that. Your temple is not supposed to be for sale. Because if it is, that's not a victim. That's whoring. And that's an order in the court. Order in the court. Now that they want me gone, I will end this live right now, but I will come back later. And I will continue to talk my stuff, my shot. And we're going to continue this message. And we're going to be working behind the scenes and getting an itinerary together on some trips that I may have to take to get this thing rolling. So I'm not going to be going to no marches. I'm not going to no courthouses. I'm going to talk to the big dogs and do big things, okay, that I told you guys to do, but I'm willing to do it with the help of your funding. If I don't get funded, it won't get done. And that's an order in the court. All right, thank y'all for tuning in to Spittinfire. This is Judge Dragon. They got me off of here early, but I will be back. All right, see ya later. All right, see you later on the Judge Dragon Show.